Hi, I'm Erica from my phone. Welcome to another video. Today we are getting into or Ampersand by Arca. This is the debut mixtape by one of our favorite producers, honestly. I really loved getting to know Arca and all that she does. I'm still impressed with the Rain on Me remix from Donna Chromatica. Wow, she really did do that. But as you know, if you've been on this channel for a while, we've been digging into a lot of her older content, and now we're really going back to the beginning. I know there's stuff in the middle that I haven't fully gotten to, but I know I'm very excited to get into or Ampersand today. Yeah, I think it's just going to be a really good time. I've done a tiny bit of research on it. I didn't want to spoil it too much, but I do know that all these songs I'm pretty sure are just instrumental or have non-lyrical vocals. Classic. And I also know that they all will run together. I know there's 14 songs, but it is only a 25-minute project, so it definitely gives a little bit of Mitski Be the Cowboy vibes, honestly. But yeah, I'm really just excited to get into it and see what all we have in store. I will be pausing at each moment to talk about each song, but I know that it is supposed to flow into the next song, so if I'm really feeling it and realize, oh shoot, we went to the next song, you'll see that happen too. Thank you for requesting this video, and anyway, let's get into it. Track number 1 is Not. Ooh, what a way to start. Ooh, it's kind of got a groove to it already, but kind of also not. It really does feel like a little bit of percussion getting added into the void. Okay, this is kind of funky, kind of groovy. Ooh, and then there's some, I think, guitar in there. Ooh, I do like this swelling. Ooh, just feels anthemic, and I'm very excited to listen to this in headphones. Ooh, that's like a scale, but so warped. Oh, we're just fading out, going to the next song? Yes, we are. So that was not how I expected the album to start, but also to an extent, I feel like it is a little bit how I expected it to start. It definitely gives some mutant energy, which I guess is the oldest we've really gone with Arca, and I really like how it went. Honestly, I really enjoyed. It was very much like a groove, definitely like something I felt like I could just just ease into and just vibe. Like it had a kind of standard percussion, even with among all the unusualness, if that makes sense. Like there were parts where I was like, oh, okay, this is just like a backbeat for something. But there was also just so many elements that just were incredible and just unexpected, honestly. Typical Arca, really. I feel like there was some coin sounds, yeah, that's the main one I honestly got. But I mean, the swelling, clearly Arca is messing with a bunch of stuff, and I really appreciate her doing so. It sounds really cool in that regard. Yeah, I don't know. It was a nice vibe to start off. Words are failing me, but I am having a good time to start off the project. Track number 2 is Harness. Okay, so we're kind of breaking down this loop. Okay, and then we're adding some percussive hits here. Okay. Ooh, kind of felt like it opened and then closed. Boom, ba, boom, pa. Hey. This is kind of like a body roll energy. Almost like a distorted slow jam. Okay. See that we've stuck with the tempo of the first song, but still is vibe. A little R&B almost. I don't know how to discuss this sound. Oh, is it gone? Nearly. So that was Harness, and we went kind of like a side to side to really letting the waves and the waterfall over us. I don't know if that's what everyone else feels, but just definitely felt like I grooved in a different way to it. I don't know which one I like better. I think they were just different sensations. And I liked that. It doesn't feel, well, it doesn't like give us a ton of time to like really like feel a different way between like the songs in terms of like transitioning from one to another. Like it does feel cohesive and consistent. I like that. Like yeah, I don't know. It's just like a chiller form of what I feel like we've gotten in like Mutant and like or Roba. Like I just like it. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's still like quirky and experimental, and I think it shows a solid effort. And I think we're seeing here some of the building blocks that bring into later projects of Arca. I really enjoy this song though. Like I like this breakdown, and I liked that it still felt like natural and like still like a groovy club jam. Like I enjoyed it. Like it felt like it was playing on so many different genres and became its own. Track number 3 is Fossil. Ooh. This feels like non-lyrical vocal time. Ooh, another song that I feel like is gonna work on headphones really well. If I close my eyes, I feel like I'm surrounded in a forest of like humming voices. It feels like it gets louder and then softer. I wonder if that's just a consequence of my speaker or if that's like intentional. It does feel like they are dying down. So that was Fossil, and that was interesting. Like it felt like a component of a song rather than an actual song. It felt more like actually like a quantum off of like does that feel like what y'all are feeling? Like I feel like it's cool, but it definitely doesn't feel like a complete song. Like it's a nice sound. And I would love that to be like the instrumental part of like another song. But I feel like when it's not combined or have that juxtaposition with other stuff, like all it does is just become pretty rather than something that's like groundbreaking and really like pushing the mold. It feels like, you know, the starting part for something. But I do like where it's starting. And while I probably would listen to the song like on its own, or at least within the context of the album, like it doesn't do nearly as much as I think that a couple tracks before this, or really just what I've really grown accustomed to with Arca. I feel like it definitely is just like, you know, pretty sound coming through my ears, and well, I can definitely enjoy that. Like, it definitely feels like it's a part of something rather than a complete something. Track number 4 is Feminine, and it is under 40 seconds, so it'll be quick. Is this like actual words? This kind of goes hard. Is that my space? Just as it starts, it really just ends. So that was Feminine, and I just looked it up real quick. They are still non-lyrical vocals. Interesting. It definitely feels quantum again. Like, I'm like waiting for something to come in, and it feels like the same thing over and over for 30 seconds and then just stopping. Like it goes in and goes out. I definitely feel like it would have been more exciting and more interesting if really like, I mean, and this is not really an Arca move to do, but like that's like the first 30 seconds of a song, and then it goes with like another layer or something, or it like builds over time. And it really, at least without headphones or anything, it doesn't. And I'm disappointed in that, honestly. It's an okay track. Like, I think which one would I prefer to hear? I'd prefer to hear Fossil over Feminine, but I do appreciate this being here, and it definitely feels like it lays the groundwork for later work. But on its own, I don't think I'm gonna listen to it. Track number 5 is Anaesthetic. Okay, you've intrigued me. Now this is gonna sound great in headphones. Oh, okay. This is like chill and fun. Okay, this is like a DJ having fun. Okay, I'm having fun with this one. Ooh, I like some of the piercing hits. Fun. Ooh, feels like rainbow droplets on an electronic keyboard. Oh, seems like it's breaking down a little bit. Oh, interesting. So that was Anaesthetic. Interesting. All right. See, like, that's kind of like more the vibe that I feel like can stand as an instrumental. Pretty much, like, I felt like it gave its own space and has enough interesting things going on that I wasn't like, oh, this is just the same thing over and over. Like, it changed it up, it switched it up a bunch, and we actually did get some lyrics. It's just 3 times repeating, it's the mother. And it doesn't even, it like cuts off, so like we don't even know what it's the mother effing of. I don't know. You can tell me, I guess. But like, I enjoyed this one. It was chill. It definitely gave major mutant vibes, honestly. And I enjoyed this. Like, this is the type of stuff that I feel like can be pretty instrumental without much arc at all, like in terms of vocals. And it still really works. Yeah, I feel like this really works for me. This is definitely a song I could see myself listening to, chilling out. I just loved it. Like, the colors in my head were very like, oh, this is like a raining symphony of just like electronic and water and just colors, so many colors. Like, synesthesia really making the song look like a beautiful artistic masterpiece. And it is a masterpiece. I really enjoy this song. Track number 6 is Coin. Ooh. Okay, this feels like it's picked up a tiny bit, but maybe not. Okay, it feels like there's some coin sounds in it. Makes sense, because it's called Coin. Oh, feels like something's awakening and speeding up maybe a little bit. Oh, and these synths really just like, woo-do. Okay, what is happening here? I'm digging it, but it's so like also like unable to be predicted. Yes, I forgot the word unpredictable for a moment. Whatever. Ooh. Interesting. Oh, it fades out. Classic Arca for this album. So it's Coin. A vibe, honestly. Yeah, I just vibed with it, honestly. It's not like something that's like stands out to me because it seems like we're getting a similar like chill vibe with it. Like, I enjoy it for sure, like, don't get me wrong. I think it just fits within the vibe of some of the other songs, and since I heard those ones first, I like think of those ones more. But it definitely is a song that I can see myself enjoying again. I think to some extent it also goes with the feminine and fossil that I've gotten before of the I want there to be something on top of it. But I think there is a little bit more going on, that it is a little bit more forgivable and more like, all right, it'll be okay. So I enjoyed the song. It's not going to be, I think, at the top, but it's definitely not going to be at the bottom either. I'll still listen to it. Track number 7 is Century. Oh, is that a bird tweet? It's very pretty minimal besides like these humming and this tweet is all I can call it. Oh, I liked the keyboard sound that came with one of those tweets. Yeah, I like that. Gorgeous. Is it already ending? Yeah, I really guess it is. So that was Century. Interesting title. I don't know why it's called Century. I like parts of it. I like the ooh, like the hums, and I liked when those keyboards hit. I felt like the tweet noise. I don't know if it's a tweet, but that's what I'm gonna call it because that's how I've been calling it. But I feel like at first, like, it was like, oh, that's like a little novelty. Like, sure, have it for a couple seconds. And then it was throughout the whole song, like every other beat, pretty much. It wasn't a vibe for me for that long. I think it kind of drove me a little bit insane. So I don't know. It just like didn't click right. maybe it'll sound better and less out of place when I listen in headphones. But for now, not really the song from this project that I want to listen to. Track number 8 is Mother. Oh, this is fun and quirky. I feel like we would have had a song called Mother from Arca in addition to this time. Okay, organ, piano, whatever keyboard you're using. Sounds fun. Rad. Honestly, this kind of sounds like me messing around the piano at like 8. Oh, kind of feels like we just shifted up a couple octaves. You just hit like the lowest notes you could on the piano. So that was Mother. I realized I like it, but it also sounds a little like me just bored playing the piano. Or rather, honestly, when my mom is cleaning the piano and she's just like, I'm just gonna hit these notes because I'm bored. Like, it gives that energy because I feel like you couldn't tell what notes were gonna get hit next. Like, it was definitely not something that was intuitive. I enjoyed it, but I think it because it has that little bit of playful energy. And now, because I'm thinking of my mom cleaning the piano and making those noises, I feel like connected to the title of the song because it's also called Mother. I am kind of surprised that Mother is not a title that was used in some later work. Is it used? Like, ooh, maybe? I don't think it actually is, but it definitely feels like something that would have been said in Mutant or be one of the names for a Quantum or on even the self-titled project. So, interesting that I feel that way. I don't know why I feel that way, but it definitely does feel like energy that we've gotten on other songs in terms of the name. I think it also sounds a little bit like, oh, I don't remember what the name of the song is. I'll put it on the screen, but it's the third song on the self-titled Arca project. It gave me that energy a little bit, like a precursor to it. And yeah, I enjoyed the song. It still makes me go like it's fun. I like Arca's like choice to do that here. Track number 9 is Hallucinogen. Oh, I like that. Like, shh. Ooh, that kind of crackled a little bit. What is going on? This is gonna sound great in headphones. There's definitely a lot under the surface that I'm not catching right now, but it's cool right now. It definitely takes note of earlier tracks in terms of the vibe that you're supposed to groove with. Ooh, that kind of felt like a crash. Was that the ending break? Or something going on right now? So that was Hallucinogen, and honestly, it was a vibe. I felt like it gave me coin energy as well as not energy. Like, it definitely fits within that group. I know that there's a lot going on the surface because there's like a couple things I'm barely hearing. And I'm like, yeah, if that was a little bit louder, if I put some AirPods in, like, I'd hear them better. And yeah, I think I just need to hear it again. I will enjoy the song, don't get me wrong. It's not, again, lowest. Might be a higher or highest. Like, I don't know. Like, right now it does feel a little bit of the same, but with like more elements added, but I haven't been able to fully appreciate it because I can't hear it fully for what it is. But I think it's a cool vibe. I'm definitely like still grooving, and it's still definitely holding my attention even though we are 9 tracks in. I know they're all short songs and that they technically are supposed to flow together, but like I am definitely still paying attention to it, even with certain minimal elements happening. Track number 10 is Pinch. Oh, well, what is this? Oh, I'm getting a pinch of a lot right now. Ooh, okay. I like that synth. Ooh, I feel like I'm busting at the seams here. Is this like a quarter or flute? Something like that? I feel like this is the first time I've heard like woodwinds in this album. Whoa, that was a rush. So that was pinch, and that was a pinch of a lot. Like we had like some zoom zoom like at the beginning, and throughout the middle. I mean, it is, I know, just over a minute, but you have that. But then you're getting like this flute part, and then like those giant zooms at the end. That kind of shook me, honestly, to my core. Like, how could you pack so much into a minute? Like, especially on this album where I feel like it lets you sit with it. This didn't let you sit at all. Wow, I need to hear this one again as well, but more to appreciate it. I think actually Hallucinogen and Pinch both have a lot more going on than I can really give them credit for on a first listen. And I am very excited, especially on these two tracks, to really hear them again and really vibe with them. But I definitely think Pinch is going to be up there. I think I just need to fully get the experience. Track number 11 is DM True. What did you say? Okay, this is faster. Oh, I think there's some lyrics. Finally. Did you just scream for a moment? That was a massive switch up. This feels much more progressive than some of the other songs on this album. I feel like it sounds like they're just groaning. What was that? Like, what are these groans? I feel like we're celebrating something. I don't know what though. So that was DM True. What a interesting song, honestly. There's lyrics here. Whoa, I mean, I could barely hear them with all the mix, which I really enjoyed the mix. And I feel like this mix is some of our most progressive work on here. Like in terms of like what we know that Arca would do in the future, because we have that, you know, hindsight and retrospect. This definitely feels a lot like it'd be at home and I could see it probably in Kick One as well, but like a little more as like a quantum that's like there for a minute and is doing really well and is very exciting. But I'm also glad that I can hear this on its own rather than have to like deal with finding it within an hour-long song. You know what I mean? But DM True, there's lyrics here. It seems they don't want to go back. F the West Coast. The weather's dope on the East Coast, but you don't know that, or something like that. I don't know. I'm confused because, like, is Arca trying to tailor this to the United States? Because I feel like West Coast, East Coast is a very, like, American, like, United Statesian thought. And I know that, like, Arca's from Venezuela, which only has a North Coast. And then she now lives in Spain, which really only has, I guess, a West and South Coast. I guess there's a tiny bit of an East Coast. But I also don't know where Arca was living at this time. Did Arca ever live here? Uncertain. But yeah, I'm kind of confused about that. Is it just trying to tailor it to American like concepts? Because we be clubbing in the city. Like, it's very clear that it's like trying to be DJing. Something about Clark World. I don't know who Clark is. Sorry. I'm sorry. Enlighten me down in the comments below. I don't know who that is. And yeah, I don't know much about the lyrics. I don't know if they're that important either. I don't know if that's just like to add to the atmosphere of the song that a DJ is doing that. I felt like DM True just sounded a little like a song that would be for clubbing. And I enjoyed it. I had fun. I could definitely dance to this song. Definitely a song that works better in the club than some other songs on here. Like, not that they're bad or anything. The others, I just feel like they could be mixed into a song and work in the club. Whereas this definitely feels like something that's like ready to just go, just pop it on and you're there. Track number 12 is Waste. What is going on? Oh, distorted vocals. I do not know what you're saying, Arca. Ooh, this is really just trying to distort everything for you. Oh, this distortion feels very industrial, very kick one. Oh, this is really gonna make me slow jam. Look at me. Oh, kind of just went to silence for a second. Yeah, this is just, I love how deconstructed it is. Yeah, it's just totally a vibe. So that was Waste. Interesting. I liked this song sonically. I really enjoyed the distortion. Definitely gave a feel of Arca that I've been interested in listening to again. That I feel like we kind of got all naturey a little bit on Mutant. And I like that in, you know, like the 2020 Arca of Kick One and we got more industrial. And I think I really like that part, and I like that Waste is really here to bring it. Lyrically, there's a lot in those lines, and some of them are hard to make out, so we did what we could. But it seems like it's trying to be like a party song. There's like Better Shake That Waist, Turn It Up High. I think there's references to drugs use, Good for Y'all. Like, yeah, it was definitely like a song that's like meant to be like at like a club. Definitely still on the experimental side, but like at the same time, it is trying to get you to dance and enjoy the music. I would say this one is a little less random club friendly than DM True, but it still is something that I want to enjoy, and I think I still will enjoy, especially when I get it into either a really good speaker or into headphones. I feel like if it was in a really good speaker, it could just like boom hit you, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Track number 13 is Pure Anna, and it's like 47 seconds long. Oh, are we bringing it to some like percussive hits and a keyboard? We're building to something, at least it feels like it. Yeah, it's a little faster than some of the other songs on here, which is a nice change of pace. Also, this is completely different. Like, we're just getting a sped up, like, beat. Okay. Now, that was Pure Anna. It was short. I need to hear it again because I feel like there was changes in it sonically. But, you know, when you're reacting to it live, you can't always detect all those changes because it's such a short song. It just was like, boom. But I liked that it went from like, you know, that keyboard and like that hyping you up to the like, so I need to hear it again. I think it's gonna sound better in headphones, but it's a good time. I kind of wish it was a little longer so I could soak it in, but it's just an interlude to get into our last song. All right, who's Anna? Tell me, Arca, or if you're not Arca but you know, let me know down in the comments below. Track number 14, last track on this album, this mixtape, Obelisk. Oh, this I would have led right from Pure Anna. It's with that like, wow, that's a nice consistency. I definitely feel that rainbow droplet keyboard coming back. Ooh, this feels almost like a lullaby of sorts. It's very pretty. Oh, faded out, but then came back in. This kind of gives me the vibe of Front Load from Mutant. Ooh, there's something in the background that is piquing my interest. Wing. It's almost like a siren of some sort. I don't know. This kind of gives me the vibe of 7 Days of Falling by EST. So that was Obelisk, and that was a very pretty way to end the project. Definitely gave a mix of Mutant with, you know, some callbacks to previous songs. I enjoyed it, honestly. I thought it was very pretty. I liked the rainbow droplet keyboard. Like, it was just very pretty. A nice, calm song, almost like a lullaby. of like calm music to end the project. It was calm. I felt zen. I felt chill, felt relaxed, and it makes me want to go to bed, which I'll be doing right after filming. But it definitely was a pretty song. I definitely could see this being a song I really come back to and enjoy, especially on a calm, instrumental playlist. Like, it was a good time, and I think it definitely let us out very chill, but like still appreciating the project. With that said, we have finished this album. What a debut mixtape, honestly. Like, I know I kept comparing this project to projects that Arca would later create, and I think that's just because this project doesn't exist in a vacuum. It really doesn't. It really shows how Arca really has evolved and where Arca really started in her journey, and goes into Mutant, and then adds some voice into Arca, and then we get a whole revolution with and then especially Kick 1. Now as we get hype that Kick 2 could be coming soon, I think it's important that we really go back to the beginning. And I think if I heard this and it was brand new from Arca, I wouldn't think too much of it, but I think it's a very strong start for an artist to really have gone through. And I think it was nice to go through Backbones, and like there's stuff in here that I think would be really cool to explore in the future. Like Rainbow Droplet Keyboard. Love that. Arca probably has no idea what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Maybe y'all do. Like I just really like certain elements in here, and I really like that even though you have 14 songs, and even though I guess they are supposed to flow together, but obviously it's not easy to be commercially successful like that. I love the evolution of at really being able to just still exist even as a whole hour. Impressive on that note. But I really think that there's a lot that's not getting over repeated. There are certain songs that do sound similar, not gonna lie, like some of the vibes that make me go back and forth, definitely. But at the same time, there are songs that are completely different. Like DM True doesn't sound like anything else, really, but it still feels cohesive. Waste doesn't feel like anything else. Obelisk, and those are just more recent things. I didn't hear that tweet more than on one song, so honestly, that's for the best. Like, yeah, I think there's a lot of elements that I think Arca really was playing with, and I think it's a really cool project. I probably, if I didn't already have gotten into Arca, I feel like I would never have come across this project, and I feel like my music taste in 2013 wouldn't have vibed with this project all that much. But I think now, as I get more into appreciating the musicality of songs, I think this is a really cool project, and I like it. It sounds nice. I'm excited to see, future projects, and also just some of the building blocks in between that I didn't talk about today that I haven't heard yet. Like, I think Arca is really an incredible artist. I really think she does a ton of really cool stuff. I'm excited to see where her current era continues. But I'm also excited to, go back to projects like these where, she might not have figured out all the answers or really what sound she wanted to create, or she had a sound for that project and wanted to not use it in the future. Or just, seeing the elements that she played with before, like the projects that are more current, and see what she brought into those new eras. I'm very excited to really see that and continue to find those connections and continue to just enjoy the projects that she's putting out. With that said, here are some of my favorites of the top tier, the songs I love, the standouts, the ones I'll play over and over. Songs in the middle are songs I like. I'll have to show them my playlist, but they may not be the top of the top. And then songs at the bottom, just not really my thing. Doesn't mean they're a bad song. Doesn't mean they can't be your favorite. Just means it might not be for me. And that's okay. Some of these songs did just feel like backing tracks at times. But, headphones, listen, could change all of that. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below, check me to react to listen to you next. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already and you'd like to be. And thanks for watching. This is TurtleStormer. Catch you later.
It's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles, don't need to know why. Smile big, open your eyes. It's storming turtles, it's storming turtles from out of the sky. Turtles, Don't need to know why. Smile big, open